it's your realtor JJ Sandhu here, and today I'm bringing you the highlights from the CVAR, Central Valley Association of Realtor Townhall Meeting that took place from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on February 17, 2026. So whether you're a realtor, investor, just curious about California real estate, I'll cover all the industry updates, policy changes, and leadership insights that you need to know. The purpose of this meeting was to inform and educate CVAR members of important industry updates and policies, and also encourage participation at all levels. Since it was about 3 hours long, I'll try to summarize it in the shortest possible time, and I will also include some video clips from that day. The speakers for the town hall were Natalia Diriabush, the 2026 CVAR president, Patrick Wallace, Association executive, Linda Wilcox with NAR and diversity, PJ Johnson with NAR and CREPAC, Brandon Joaquin, CAR executive committee, Christian Vasquez, CAR field representative, Alvina M. Sefer, Vice Chair, Standard Firms Advisory, Stacy Braga, Professional Standards and Communications, Patty Knapp, Communications Advisory, and Adriana Orlando with Investment Housing and Property Management. We were told about Gwen DiMarzio, who is the 2026 Region 7 Chair. So first, Natalia Diriabush told us about CVAR President's vision that included the following things: an overview of the goals and priorities for this year, advocacy efforts of realtors at all levels, including CAR, California Association of Realtors, and NAR, National Association of Realtors, recognition of councils, committees, board of directors, and affiliates. We were also encouraged to get involved and attend meetings more often. Then Linda Wilcox explained to us the 6 traits of inclusive leadership, which included commitment, courage, curiosity, cognizance of bias, cultural intelligence, and collaboration. Afterwards, PJ Johnson went over the NAR, National Association of Realtors, Conventional Financing and a Policy Committee, explaining its purpose and composition. After that, Brandon Joaquin shared with us the CAR, California Association of Realtors mission statement, which stated, quote, to shape, promote, and protect an environment for the entire real estate industry, one in which California realtors can succeed in meeting the real property needs of consumers, end quote. He also told us about Legislative Day 2026, or Leg Day 2026, and Realtor Block Party in Sacramento, and he also quickly briefed us about State Legislative Issues Report 2026. Then Christian Vasquez told us about the Realtor Party, what Realtor Red Alerts are, and what RAF, Realtor Action Fund, is. Then PJ Johnson talked about CAR political fundraising arm, and also told us about the real estate related PACs, or political action committees, CREPAC, LCRC, IMPAC, ALF, and RAF. As well as told us to watch out for California governor's race this year. The sponsor for lunch was Jill Guenza from Disclosure Source NHD. After lunch, Natalia Diriabush shed some light on risk management, CAR legal updates, and DRE, Department of Real Estate Commissioner updates. Alvina M. Sefer talked about CAR standard forms updates and upcoming changes to watch. What changed is that 2 new forms are introduced, 53 substantive revisions, and 35 form revisions, which I'll also write down about in the comments. Some of the bills or laws introduced that were talked about were AB 723 talking about digitally altered imaging, AB 455 talking about third-hand smoke and residue, SB 410 talking about balcony inspection laws, AB 2992 talking about buyer broker agreements, and BPC subsection 10137 talking about referral fees. An important thing to note is that as per AB 723, now photos on the MLS, multiple listing service for properties that are altered needs to be labeled, and you also have to provide either the original photo or a link or QR code to access the original photo. And we were also shown where to get quick legal updates and guides. Stacy Braga and Patty Knapp talked about CAR communications updates. They both told us about 2026 member benefits guide for CAR members. And then they also told us about the CCRE, Center for California Real Estate 2026 event calendar, which will show a bunch of events hosted for the real estate agents. After that, Stacy Braga then talked about professional standards, which included the Code of Ethics and Standards of Practice. Then Adriana Orlando talked about Investment Housing Committee, its mission, its key policy, issue areas, and the reporting structure of it. Then a bit of light was shed on the Assembly Bills AB 863, AB 628, AB 747, AB 141, AB 141, AB 1455, and AB 897. In the last part, Alvina M. Suffer did a talk about spring CAR meetings in Sacramento, Legislative Day and Block Party, CAR open member forums, and how to join a CAR committee in 2027. Additional CAR links were also provided. Q&A or question and answers were taken afterwards. The thing which I found interesting were Legislative Day and real estate PACs. Another thing mentioned was that vacant land scams are on the rise, and future town hall meetings will happen on May 19, 2026 and October 28, 2026. And now here are some video clips from the event that day.
A roadmap for the leadership for CAR. And we said, okay, we can do that. So what we did was we hired a very expensive outside group. They came up with the roadmap. We adopted the roadmap. Last year was very hard to get the road. Everyone thought it was going to be 2 green, 1 black, a jean, and that was not the case. It's all about transparency. So we wanted our leadership at CAR to be transparent as to how they pick people for their different organizations. So I'm
highly involved at the national level. So I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about, do you know the difference between conventional finance and federal finance? Besides you, anybody? You guys, do you know the difference? If you don't know the difference, what's this?
It's government funding versus bank money.
So what it is so conventional is your Fannie, Freddie, GSEs. Your federal is FHA, VA, USDA. So I want to separate that because everyone doesn't know the difference. They all think we're all one. Immediate past chair from conventional finance. So I got the nice cushy spot this year. I get to sit on the sidelines. But I want to bring forward last year we did bring forward, I know a lot of you haven't heard. So we have the Dream for All that just came back out here in California. We now has pitched it to the national level. It has now gone through the national. It is a national product now. They will be pushing out, which is a good thing. Condos, anybody does condos? I'm talking fast because there's something later on we need to talk about. If you do condos, you know, we're having problems financing those condos. Guess
Good morning, everybody. My name is Brandon Joaquin. I'm going to chat with you guys a little bit about CAR's mission statement as well as Legislative Day upcoming. I've been a CAR director since, I think, 2014, which sounds about right. And I am this year sitting on the executive committee for CAR, which has been a real honor to sit in the room with the leadership of CAR and kind of hear the inner workings, the inner thoughts, and have a seat at the table for us here locally. It's been really exciting. So just so you guys can read. But one of the things that I would say, in my opinion, that CAR does that's so important that so many of us don't realize or don't understand how important it is the political side, is the legislative side. I am a state political coordinator for CAR for Assemblyman Heath Flora, who serves many areas here for us. So when we have a bill that's going before the state legislature and we have a position on it, whether we're for it or opposed to it, it's my job to coordinate with Assemblyman Flora and get his position on it, answer questions.
Red alerts, I know we had 2 of them earlier this year, so I do want to give a brief update on them. The first one was on AB 1157. Basically, it was statewide rent control. We were able to nip down on the butt and defeat that bill earlier this year. I do want to bring up Legislative Day from last year, right? So when that bill was first introduced, it was a few weeks before Legislative Day. We had Leg Day, we had all of our members show up, have those meetings with their legislators. That day, they pulled that bill. So we were able to defeat that bill on Leg Day. The impact that you guys have, if you have the availability to go up to Leg Day, absolutely do it. You know, every time we mobilize, we see results. Last year, you know, the day that we had Leg Day, that 1157 was our #1 concern. And by the end of the day, the author pulled the bill. He said, I'm gonna save this for next year and try to slip it in early into the next year. So just to give you guys an indicator of how effective you guys are when we mobilize on those red alerts. But yeah, if you can make it a Leg Day, absolutely do.
immediate past chair. I also sit on IMPAC. We're gonna talk a little bit more about, we're gonna talk about CREPAC right now. So when you guys are like, oh, I don't wanna get my $49, $150, $449, $1,000, guys, what I'm gonna tell you today, we really need you guys to step up. We have some serious initiatives coming. We need money in the pot. We've changed some of our structures. You know, so CREPAC, we deal with our assembly members. We deal with the legislators, voice our opinion. Let's let you know, CREPAC is the largest PAC in California. Everybody else watches us. PG&E, Uber, everybody else, all those different PACs, unions, they watch us. If we say no, they say no. If we say yes, they say yes, unless we're against something like a solar issue that we're having right now.
Can you tell everybody what a PAC is?
It's a wolf pack.
It's a political action committee.
Yeah, but maybe I would say that tell them what those are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Explain what CREPAC is for.
But they
Well,
only
it's
gave me 10
overwhelming.
minutes. I was trying to get to the best part. Because I'm telling you guys, there's some parts in there, I only got me 10 minutes. I didn't want to give.
It's overwhelming though, I think.
It's overwhelming for me right now because I've got some other stuff. CREPAC, we are super busy right now. We are involved in the gubernatorial race. I'm gonna say governor because half the people don't know what I just said. I'm gonna just put in English for us, governor race. We just spent the week after Monterey in Sacramento and we did interviews. We now will be going on March 4th. Some of us in this room will be going. They're doing a town hall, which is gonna be live streamed. We're gonna talk to associate, go to your office and put it. This is an important time of our life right now. Because if we make a mistake of putting a governor in there, they don't work with us in real estate, it could crush our business. We have to stay on top of this, okay? So we're kind of gonna tell you who, before I do that. Also, congressional races is the national level. We have 43 seats. This is the largest they've ever had that could be swapped. We have to pay attention in that. We have Adam Gray.
I put a flyer on all of your desks. You guys can see it's just a did you know? But my question is, did you guys know what the #1, let's see if you guys know, what the #1 lawsuit is right now? Jim, you can't answer.
By Hartney, the disclosure.
Good job. That's exactly what's going on. The fire hardening is the number one thing that's being sued on because it's not being filled out correctly. So if any of you are in fire hardening, just know that we have a specialist that can go over it with you. She also does Zoom meetings every single month so that you guys can learn how to fill that wonderful form out. It's not really hard once you figure it out. It's just knowing their lingo. Their lingo is very confusing. Also, we're backed by Fidelity, which is a Fortune 500 company, and we've got 60 million in E&O. I know all of you have TCs that do your NHDs, and you're thinking, I don't need to worry about it. I don't need to worry about it. It's
Management and Consumer Protection and Local Government Policy Committee. So tons of information that we got in Monterey on a lot of those committees. I'm only going to touch on a few of the hot topics that were discussed. And I was the region rep for risk management, so I gathered a lot of information from the brokers in this room, from team leaders, from sales managers, and asked them what issues affect our region so we can take it back to the state. And really, when you read his CAR legal counsel, he literally sits on that panel. The DRE commissioner is in that room. Other CAR attorneys are in that room, and they're literally, we go up to the mic, so if you, all of the regions go up to the microphone, they list all of the issues that they're dealing with, and literally the attorneys are writing these things down, the commissioner is writing these things down, asking questions, and they take it back and actually do the work to research what is, because I can probably guarantee that whatever issues we deal with here, other regions are dealing with those same issues.
Kind of go over what we changed, but we're gonna do it a little bit differently today. So this right here, when you get these slides, you can click on this, and it's my most recent presentation I did that does break down more detail and cover more topics, okay? So what, we change everything in December and June, and this December, I'm sorry, I think I'm in the way. Okay, so this December, we had 55 forms that were either new or revised, and we're gonna go over every single one in detail. Okay, so instead we're gonna go over just kind of tech altered images, third-hand smoke, balcony inspection laws, buyer-broker agreements, and referral fees. So this kind of shows you the bill or the law that it's referring to, okay? So let's start with digitally altered photos. So this is actually an old listing of mine, right? So this is clearly altered. So the law says in the spirit of transparency to the public, they want people to know that when they see this, it's not just they have to go read the fine print saying, oh, this is what it could look like if you get rid of the neighbors and redo your landscaping. So they want it to be transparent. So,
and we are on the communications advisory. Communications advisory a little bit because nobody knows what it is. It is actually a leadership appointed position. It's typically a 2-year commitment. And it's a closed meeting, so we're one of the 12 of us. There's 12 of us for the whole state, so it's pretty neat. We get to see a lot of fun things and hear a lot of fun things. So real quick, your CCRE, which is your Center for California Real Estate. This is one of the benefits. Most people don't realize, and Patty will go over how many things are available for you just being a member of CAR. So one of the CCREs is that they have these town halls, and these classes. So they're virtual. Some of them are virtual. Some of them are in person. Both, but we have a picture of this, and you'll be able to go in. And these are once again more classes. There also is a local government workshop offered twice a year. And it is actually in conjunction with the Pepperdine University
Housing Committee. So the Investment Housing Committee, is broken up basically into 3 different